Good afternoon. The Senate will come to order. The Secretary will call the roll.
Senator Brooks, Senator Buck, Senator Cannizzaro, Senator Dennis, Senator Doñate, Senator Dondero-Loop, Senator Gocochea, Senator Hammond, Senator Hansen, Senator Hardy, Senator Harris, Senator Kekeffer, Senator Lang, Senator Neal, Senator Orenshaw, Senator Pickard, Senator Ratty, Senator Scheibel, Senator Sievers-Gansert, Senator Settlemyre, Senator Spearman.
Thank you. Let the record reflect there are 21 senators present. Please rise for the prayer and invocation by our very own Senator Heidi Sievers-Gansert.
I've been told we need to pray really hard today.
Please prepare to really pray.
So today we're here on day 117, and if you haven't made it outside, it's a good day to go out for a little breather. We are very grateful and honored to serve the people of Nevada. We're grateful to our staff for the support they've given us over almost 4 months now in processing all the work that we need to do. We're grateful that our families are supportive and our constituencies are supportive and that we are able to do this work. So bless us all. May we have a good next 3.5 days together so that we can work closely and make the best decisions as possible on behalf of the state of Nevada. Amen.
Thank you. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Order business number 3. Reading and approval of the journal. By previous order of the Senate, the reading of the journal is dispensed with, and the President and the Secretary are authorized to make the necessary corrections and additions. Order business number 4, reports of committee.
Madam President, your Committee on Health and Human Services, to which you refer to Senate Bills numbers 149, 358, has had the same under consideration. Begs to report the same back with the recommendation to pass. Signed, Senator Julia Ratty, Chair. End of reports.
Thank you. Order business number 6, messages from the Assembly.
Assembly Chamber, Carson City, May 27, 2021. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body the Assembly and the State passed and passed as amended a multitude of Senate bills and Assembly bills which are noted on your agendas, as well as I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body the Assembly on this day concurred in Senate amendments to a variety of Assembly bills also noted on your agenda. Signed, Carol Ayala Sala, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly. End of messages.
Thank you. Order business number...
One more time.
What about
And
31st?
refuse to
Yeah.
concur in Senate Amendment number 615 to Assembly Bill number 368. Signed, Carol Ayala Sala, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly.
Thank you. Order of business number 9, motions, resolutions, and notices. Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to take all of the Assembly bills that are currently on general file and place them on general file for the next legislative day.
Thank you. You have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to take Senate Bill 441 from its place on the Secretary's desk and place it on the general file for the second agenda.
Thank you. You have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And that concludes order of business number 9.
Thank you. Order of business number 10, introduction, first reading, and reference.
Senate Bill number 460, introduced by Senate Committee on Finance, revises provisions relating to state financial administration. End of bill.
Thank you. Senator Brooks.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we refer Senate Bill 460 to the Committee on Finance.
Thank you. You have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Senate Bill number 219 by Assemblyman Yeager, et cetera, revises provisions governing the sealing of criminal records, referred to judiciary. Assembly Bill 241 by Assemblywoman Gonzalez establishes provisions governing credits on terms of imprisonment during certain declarations of emergency, referred to judiciary. Assembly Bill 262 by Assemblywoman Anderson, et cetera, Senators Brooks, et cetera, revises provisions governing education, referred to education. Assembly Bill 2 80 by Assemblywoman Peters, etc., revises provisions relating to public restrooms, refer to Commerce and Labor. Assembly Bill 341 by Assemblyman Yeager provides for the licensure and regulation of cannabis consumption lounges, refer to Health and Human Services. Assembly Bill 486 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means establishes provisions relating to property, refer to Judiciary. Assembly Bill 492 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means authorizes and provides funding for certain projects of capital improvement, refer to Finance. Assembly Bill 493 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means provides for compensation of state employees, refer to Finance. End of Assembly Bills.
Thank you. Senator Ratty.
Thank you, President. I move to refer the Assembly bills to the committees as read, except for Assembly Bills 241, 341, and 486.
Thank you. Senator Ratty has referred the Assembly bills as read and as listed on your documents to the committees as read, except for Assembly Bills 241, 341, and 486. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered. Senator Ratty.
Thank you, President. I move to suspend Standing Rule 40 and refer Assembly Bills 241, 341, and 486 to the Committee on Finance.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And that concludes order business number 10.
Thank you. Order business number 12, second reading.
Assembly Bill number 149, introduced by Assemblywoman Peters, etc., requires the Cannabis Compliance Board to create an electronic database concerning certain information relating to testing conducted by cannabis independent testing laboratories. The people of the state of Nevada represented in the Senate Assembly do enact as follows, Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 149, order to the general file.
Assembly Bill number 358, introduced by Senator Frierson, enacts provisions to improve access to Medicaid for persons released from incarceration. The people of the state of Nevada represented in the Senate Assembly do enact as follows, Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 358, order to the general file.
And that concludes order business number 12.
Thank you. Order business 13, general file, third reading.
Senate Bill number 459, introduced by Senate Committee on Finance, authorizes expenditures by agencies of the state government for the 2021-2023 biennium. The people of the state of Nevada represented in the Senate Assembly do enact as follows, Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none. Section 32, subsection 8, end of bill.
Thank you. Remarks from the floor. Senator Brooks.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Bill 459 provides funding and authorizes the expenditure of funding other than state general fund appropriations or state highway fund appropriations. And I have a 3-page explanation or I have a 12-page explanation. I'm going to go ahead and read the 3-page explanation. And the funding sources include federal funds, self-funded budgets, receiving money through fees or other means, and outside revenue sources such as licensing fees, gifts, grants, interagency transfers, and other funds, which total $28.11 billion over the 2021-2023 biennium. This amount includes $2.83 billion in federal funding, inclusive of anticipated American Rescue Plan funds in the COVID-19 relief programs budget, and $1.36 billion in federal funding provided for pre-K through 12 education in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Additionally, due to the specific statutory language for those agencies, Senate Bill 459 includes authority for the Nevada Gaming Control Board and the Nevada Gaming Commission to expend $63.9 million from the general fund over the 2021-23 biennium. Similarly, the bill includes authority for the Nevada Department of Transportation to expend $900.6 million from the Highway Fund over the 2021-23 biennium. Cannabis Compliance Board. The Money Committee's approved reserve reductions totaling $1.5 million for 10 new full-time positions for the Cannabis Compliance Board. In the Nevada System of Higher Education, in closing the budgets of the Nevada System of Higher Education, the Money Committee's approved revenue from all sources totaling $2.143 billion for the 2021-2023 biennium. Of the total revenues, non-general fund revenues total $865.7 million, or 40.4% of total funding, and includes student registration fees, non-resident tuition, student application fees, federal and county revenues, and a transfer from a non-state supported budget. Notably, the total includes $93.1 million in American Rescue Plan funds to restore all positions held vacant or eliminated by budget reductions, and in the Department of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. The Money Committees authorized room tax revenues of $16.3 million in FY22 and $22.5 million in FY23, based on the agency's March 2021 projection. To align expenditures with projected revenue levels, the Money Committees approved expenditure reductions totaling $3.5 million over the 2021-23 biennium, including reduced transfers of room tax revenue to other budgets in the Department of Tourism, Cultural Affairs, and the State Parks budget, and reductions in travel, marketing, and advertising contract grants, costs, and grants. In the Division of Public and Behavioral Health, the Money Committees authorized Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, epidemiology, and laboratory capacity for infectious disease COVID-19 component grant funds of $58.4 million in FY22 and $78.3 million in FY 2023 to the Biostatistics and Epidemiology budget to support the public health response to Nevada to COVID-19. The Money Committees also approved the creation of a new infectious disease unit in the Health Facilities Regulation budget with 4 new health program specialist positions at a cost of $289,511 in FY 2022 and $389,046 in FY 2023. In the Division of Welfare and Supportive Services, due to projected increases in caseload transactions, the Money Committees approved a total of 306 new positions for the Welfare Field Services budget. In addition, due to projected declines in the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, known as TANF, caseload, the Money Committees approved the elimination of 11 positions whose duties were funded by the TANF program. For the Child Assistance and Development budget, the Money Committees approved federal child care discretionary grant funding of $6.5 million over the biennium to begin system modernization for the child care case management system. And in the Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation, to support the increased workload associated with increased unemployment claims activity, the Money Committees approved the budget as amended to continue 189 intermittent positions in FY 2022 and adding 1 accountant, 3, and 1 deputy staff attorney, as well as reclassifying 2 positions. And in the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, for the Division of Environmental Protection, the Money Committees authorized total funding of $134.6 million over the 2021-23 biennium, comprised primarily of fees and federal funds. Of this amount, the Money Committees approved the Governor's recommendation to expend hazardous waste management funds totaling $3.6 million over the 2021-23 biennium to support ongoing environmental cleanup efforts at the Anaconda Copper Mine site and at the Black Mountain Industrial Complex. And in the Nevada Department of Transportation, the Money Committees approved 26 new positions for the department, which include 15 student worker positions that would assist the Nevada Department of Transportation with the development of its future workforce. The Money Committees also approved the creation of the statewide infrastructure bank budget that would be funded with unobligated reserved interest earnings from the bond interest and redemption account of $484,665 over the 2021 to 2023 biennium. This new budget would reflect the administrative costs associated with the Nevada State Infrastructure Bank, including the costs of 2 new positions. And finally, in the Office of the Military, the Money Committees approved federal funds of $3 million over the 2021 to 2023 biennium and K-12 funding of $1.2 million to continue the implementation of the Nevada National Guard Youth Challenge Program in Elko County. The Money Committees further approved federal funds of $2.1 million over the 2021-23 biennium to establish a STAR-based science, technology, engineering, and math program in Clark and Washoe counties, including 8 new unclassified positions.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right, hearing none, the secretary will open the roll. All right, looks like everyone's voted. Does anyone wish to change his or her vote? All right, the secretary will close the roll. The vote on Senate Bill 459 is 18 in favor, 3 against. The bill, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Order of the Assembly.
And that concludes order business number 13 on the first agenda.
Thank you. Order of business 14, unfinished business, concur.
Senate Bill number 317, introduced by Senator Orangehall, revises provincial and juvenile justice. The Assembly has amended this bill with amendments numbers 653 and 717. Does the Senate wish to concur or not concur in these matters?
Thank you. Senator Scheibel.
I move that we concur in Amendments 653 and 717.
Thank you. Senator Scheibel has moved the Senate concur in Assembly Amendments number 653 and 717 to Senate Bill number 317. Remarks? Senator Scheibel.
Both of these amendments are in alignment with the requests of the sponsor and make technical changes to SB 317 to align with the intent of the bill.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Senate bill ordered and rolled. Assembly to be notified of the reaction.
And that concludes order of business number 14 on the first agenda.
Thank you. Order of business 16. Remarks from the floor. Senator Hammond.
Thank you, Madam President. Since I was a teacher before becoming a legislator, I think it's appropriate today to start with a short history lesson. On this day, 10 years ago, I woke up and the Yankees were 26 and 23. Later that same day, they would go on to lose to the Seattle Mariners 4-5 in what was then and remains a bitter disappointment. It's no secret here in this chamber, apparently everywhere, that baseball has been very, very good to me. But more important than baseball, of course, is an event that happened 10 years ago today when I was in this building just a few feet down that hallway, sitting at my desk in the assembly. I got a text from a very good friend of mine. I requested a 1-minute recess. Without naming names, the request was not granted, but I left the chamber nevertheless and learned that our third daughter and fourth child had been born. A perfectly healthy, beautiful girl. Most of you have met my kids and no man has been blessed as I have with the most loving and supportive family. Legislative work can be difficult when you have children. It, too, often takes time away that you would otherwise be spending together. And of course, it's never easy or fun to miss a birthday, especially a landmark 10th birthday. So in honor of that day, and that special connection that my family has with this building, this legislature, please join me in wishing my daughter, Isa, a very happy 10th birthday. And I hope that all of her hopes, dreams, wishes, and everything else come true. And I know that she's watching because she just was told, her big brother told me she was. I want to let you know I'll be home soon as all of my hopes, wishes, and dreams are dashed and sine die happens. Happy birthday, Isa.
Happy birthday, Isa. We're thinking about you, and we're really hoping for sine die so your dad can get to see you. Other remarks? Going to the second agenda, guys? Oh, wait, what happened to my second agenda? Oh, yeah. Okay. Second agenda, order of business number 4, reports of committee.
Madam President, Committee on Finance, to which will refer to Senate Bills numbers 189, 196, 451, 453 through 458, 461, 462, 465 through 470, 474, 475, 477, 482, 484 has had the same under consideration. Basically, report, same back to recommendation, do pass. Signed, Senator Chris Brooks, Chair. Also, your Committee on Natural Resource, to which was referred to Senate Bill number 40, has had the same under consideration. Basically, report, same back to the recommendation, amended, do pass as amended. Signed, Senator Papian Donati, Chair. End of reports.
Thank you. Order business number 6, messages from the Assembly.
Assembly Chamber, Carson City, May 28, 2021. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body the Assembly on this day passed. Assembly Bill number 494, signed Carol Ayala Sala, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly. End of messages.
Thank you. Order business number 12, second reading.
Assembly Bill number 40, introduced by Assembly Committee on Natural Resources, revised the provisions relating to petroleum storage tanks. People of the State of Nevada represented in the Senate and Assembly do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
I have amendment number 811 proposed by the Senate Committee on Natural Resources.
Thank you. Senator Donate.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we dispense with the reading of the amendment.
Thank you. If there are no objections, so ordered. Senator Donate.
I move that the Senate adopt Amendment Number 811 to Assembly Bill 40.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Are there any remarks? Senator Danyate.
Thank you, Madam President. The amendment revises the method by which certain representatives who are members of the board to review claims of the Division of Environmental Protection for the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources are nominated. The amendment requires that the persons engaged in each field of enterprise through the trade association, if one exists, to submit to the governor the name of their nominee or a list of names of not more than 3 nominees from which the governor shall make certain appointments.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Are there any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 40 is ordered reprinted and engrossed into the general file.
Assembly Bill number 189, introduced by Assemblywoman Gorlo, et cetera, and Senators Canizaro, et cetera, expands Medicaid coverage for certain pregnant women. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 189, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 196, introduced by Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson, requires courthouses to contain lactation rooms for use by members of the public under certain circumstances. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 196, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 451, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Office of Secretary of State for the placement of computer hardware software. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 451, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 453, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to account for patients of silicosis, diseases related to asbestos, and other disabilities. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 453, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 454, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Nevada Promise Scholarship account to support the Nevada Promise Scholarship Program. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 454, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 455, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Office of State Controller for the replacement of printers. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
None.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 455, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 456, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Aging and Disability Services Division of the Department of Health and Human Services for the pavement maintenance at the Jones campus of the Desert Regional Center. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill? Thank you. Assembly Bill 456, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 457, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to Division of Forestry of the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for deferred maintenance projects. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 457, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 458, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Real Estate Division of the Department of Business and Industry for an upgrade of its licensing software system and the replacement of computer hardware software. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 458, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 461, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Office of Attorney General for the cost of replacing standard glass windows and doors with ballistic glass and frames at the Carson City office. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 461, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 462, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Department of Corrections for an upgrade to and reintegration of certain management systems for the replacement of cameras, storage area networks, and ovens. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 462, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 465, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the Division of Water Resources, State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for the repair and maintenance of the South Fork Dam. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 465, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 466, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to Department of Corrections for hepatitis C treatments for offenders with new and replacement medical and dental equipment. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 466, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 467, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to Department of Transportation for the replacement of Nevada Shared Radio System. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 467, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 469, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes supplemental appropriation to the Office of Secretary of State for the projected shortfall related to credit card processing fees. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 469, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 470, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes supplemental appropriation to the Real Estate Division of the Department of Business and Industry for a projected shortfall relating to timeshare filing fees. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 470, order the general file.
Assembly Bill 474, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to and authorizes expenditure of money of the Division of Welfare and Supportive Services of the Department of Health and Human Services for the continuation of technology modernization project for the Child Support Enforcement Program. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 474, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 475, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to Millennium Scholarship Trust Fund for the support of the Governor Gwynn Millennium Scholarship Program. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 475, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 477, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, revises provisions relating to off-highway vehicles. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 477, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 482, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, revises provisions relating to state business licenses. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 482, order the general file.
Assembly Bill number 484, introduced by requested Speaker of the Assembly and Senator Canizaro, requires the disbursement of certain federal money in certain circumstances to the Employment Security Division of the Department of Employment Training and Rehabilitation for the upgrade of its unemployment compensation information system. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 484, order the general file.
And that concludes order of business number 12 on the second agenda.
Thank you. Order of business 13, general file, third reading.
Senate Bill 441, introduced by Senate Committee on Finance, revises provisions governing the issuance and renewal of seller's permit. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 of section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
I have amendment number 810, proposed by Senator Neal.
Thank you. Senator Neal.
Madam President, I move to dispense with the reading of amendment number 810.
Thank you. If there are no objections, so ordered. Senator Neal.
I move that the Senate adopt amendment 810 to SB 441.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Are there any remarks? Senator Neal.
Amendment number 810 deletes the provision of the bill that requires the $15 seller permit to be renewed annually. The amendment also clarifies that a permit issue pursuant to an ordinance adopted pursuant to NRS 377030 before October 1, 2021, effective date of the bill remains in effect after the effective date of the bill and is subject to the provisions of this bill in the same manner as a permit pursuant to Section 8 of this bill.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Senate Bill 444, ready for final action.
Senate Bill 441, introduced by Senate Committee on Finance, revises provisions governing issuance and renewal of seller's permit. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows, section 1 through section 21. End of bill. This bill requires a 2/3 majority vote.
Thank you. Sorry, Senate Bill 441. Remarks. Senator Neal. Remarks. Senator Ratty.
1 minute recess.
1 minute recess is called the chair.
This bill no longer requires a 2/3 majority.
The Senate will come to order. We are on the second agenda. We are on order of business 13. Senator Hansen's in hot water, and Senator Don Darrell Loop's become an electrician. Remarks on Senate Bill 441. Senator Ratty.
Thank you, President. Senate Bill 441, as amended, repeals various provisions of current law governing the issuance, renewal, suspension, and revocation of a $5 seller's permit from within NRS Chapters 372 and 374, which governs the Sales and Use Tax Act and the Local School Support Tax Law, and reenacts those provisions into NRS Chapter 360, which includes provisions governing revenue and taxation generally. Senate Bill 441 also establishes provisions within NRS Chapter 360 to specify that a seller's permit expires on December 31st of each year and requires a person who files, nope, not the right one. Hold on for a minute, please.
Yes?
One minute recess.
1 minute recess at the call of the chair. Senate will come to order. We are back from recess. Senator Ratty.
The bill requires the initial $15 fee and annual, just the initial $15 fee to be distributed in the same manner as the existing initial seller's permit fees are distributed pursuant to NRS Chapters 372, 374, and 377. Finally, the bill specifies that a seller's permit issued under current law before October 1, 2021, effective date of this bill remains in effect following October 1st, 2021, and expires on December 31st, 2021. Long and short of this is that we took the $5 seller permit and combined those into one account, and this bill continues the current practice of having just the one $15 fee at initial application, and it makes sure that these fees are distributed in the same manner as the existing initial seller's permits fees were distributed. Thank you.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right, hearing none, the secretary will open the roll. All right, looks like everyone's voted. Does anyone wish to change his or her vote? Your button working okay? All right, the secretary will close the roll. The vote on Senate Bill 441 is 21 in favor, 0 against. The bill, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Order the assembly.
And that concludes order business number 13 on the second agenda.
Thank you. Order business 14, unfinished business, concur.
Senate Bill number 440, introduced by Assembly Committee on Judiciary, revises provisions relating to issuance of certain citations. The Assembly has refused to concur in the Senate amendments to this bill. Does the Senate wish to recede or not recede in this manner?
Thank you. Senator Scheibel.
I move that we do not recede from our amendments on Assembly Bill 440.
Thank you. Senator Scheibel has moved that the Senate does not recede from its action on Assembly Bill 440. Remarks. Senator Scheibel.
The bill still needs a little bit of work that I'm sure can be done in a conference committee.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. All right. Motion carries. At this time, I'll appoint Senators Harris, Senator Scheibel, and Senator Settlemeyer as conference concerning Senate Bill 440.
Assembly Bill 440.
Assembly Bill, no. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Assembly Bill 440. All right. That's it.
Yes, if you'd mark that on your corrected agenda. And that concludes order of business number 14 on the second agenda.
Thank you. Order of business 10, introduction, first reading.
Assembly Bill number 494, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes various changes regarding state financial administration, makes appropriations in support of civil government of state. End of bill.
Thank you. Senator Ratty. Did you want to take Assembly Bill 494 and refer it to the Committee on Finance?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Madam President.
All right. Senator Ratty has referred Assembly Bill 494 to the Committee on Finance. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
And that concludes order business number 10 and business of the desk for this legislative day.
Thank you. Order business 16. Guys, you are amazing. Order business 16. What do we got? Senator Buck.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm very honored to welcome Bill O'Donnelly from our esteemed predecessor from District 5 was visiting the legislative building today. Hopefully you got to see him. Bill was the Nevada State Senator from Senate District 5 from 1987 to 2001 and participated in 9 regular sessions and 1 special session. He was the Majority Whip in 1989 and Minority Whip in 1991. Bill is also a Navy veteran, UNLV grad, and president of his own computer firm, as well as a real estate broker. Bill and his wife, Mary, their son, Kyle, and Kyle's wife, Betsy, were here today with us and now are at the museum down the street. The reason for their visit to the legislature is because Kyle and Betsy, who are both doctors, MDs, in Denver, Colorado, were able to get away for a short trip to Nevada. Their son wanted to show his wife where his dad used to work and to share some of his childhood memories and experiences with her. Welcome back, Senator O'Donnell. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Madam President. While March was Women's History Month, the interesting thing about women's history is a lot of the pioneering of it is going on right now. And when I was a freshman in the 2011 session, I came in with another freshman named Maggie Carlton. And when Maggie came in, she was actually she term limited out here in the Senate. And so officially she was a freshman. But in fact, Maggie will be term limiting out here, and they had a luncheon for her, and I wasn't able to attend it just a few hours ago. So I want to do a little shout out for Maggie and about Maggie, because even though she's a member of the opposition party, and even though a lot of people in my party are probably wondering what the heck I'm doing right now, I have so much respect for her. When I served with her, first we were freshmen together, and our rooms were right next to each other. And of course, she's very union, and I got to know all the union guys, Paul McKenzie, Jack Mallory, Danny Thompson. Those guys were always hanging around. And Maggie was chair of Natural Resources, which is a very important committee for my district. And it was just fun being with her and watching her and how she interacted with all of us and how quickly she caught on to those key issues. Then she was chair of Public Lands, did a phenomenal job. And in all seriousness, Maggie has been a great friend of rural Nevada. And then I got to serve with her on Commerce and Labor. And I will say that when she walks out the building for the last time, after serving 24 years, she is now, I believe, the longest serving female in Nevada history in the legislature. I went and checked on all the plaques on the wall. I'm almost certain those 24 years. And when you think about it, nobody can do anything but potentially tie her in the future, because that's the maximum you can now serve. But the amount of institutional knowledge that goes out with Maggie the last time she walks out of the doors of this building is just such a loss to the building, but such a tribute to her. When I served with her on Commerce and Labor, I sat next to her 2 sessions, and honestly, I got so lazy, I would read a bill, and then Maggie would talk about the exact same bill, and I'd wonder if I even had read the bill. She knew so much about so many of these issues. So, yeah, we disagree on a lot of big policy issues, but I'd say and let's face it, I would say 75 or 80% of the issues that we deal with here in this chamber and in the Assembly, they're not that partisan, and we agree. And the amount of knowledge that she had and brought to the table, it's just irreplaceable. So it's really a sad day to think that type of knowledge is leaving the building. But I just have so much respect, even though, yeah, we disagree on the big stuff, and she can be highly partisan at times, it's true. But she's a wonderful legislator. She's an amazing person for the state of Nevada. And when it comes to women's history, she now is the leader of the entire pack. And so down the road, undoubtedly, there'll be a plaque on the wall for her. But because, in a weird way, I always feel sad when we talk about people after they're no longer around, I wanted to do a little shout out for Maggie today on this special day for her and let her know that even though we're not in the same party, there's a lot of people in my party that deeply respect her and her institutional knowledge and sincerely believe it'll be a loss to the state of Nevada the last time she leaves this building as an elected official. So just want to do a little shout out to Maggie and say congratulations on 24 years, And what a great example for women coming up who want to serve in this chamber as well, to be able to do that for that many years successfully and have the respect of both sides after all of the deals that she's worked through in 24 years. So if you would join me and give our former Senate colleague and Assembly colleague, Maggie Carlton, a nice round of applause.
That was very great, and Senator Carlton's very great. Senator Scheibel.
Thank you, President. I would like to note that today is Amnesty International Day. It takes place on May 28th every year, as Amnesty International was founded in London in 1961 following the publication of the article The Forgotten Prisoners in The Observer on May 28th of 1961 by the lawyer Peter Benenson. Citing to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Articles 18 and 19, it announced a campaign for an appeal for amnesty and called for common action. Today, Amnesty International is a non-government organization focused on human rights with over 3 million members and supporters around the world. And in addition, I would like to point out that the Senate Judiciary Committee is currently in recess, so we will be reconvening after floor. I'm going to aim for 3:15 and stay tuned to find out if we make it or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Senate Judiciary, hoping for 3:15. Anybody else? Senator Neal?
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Revenue is hoping for 7 p.m.
Senate Revenue, 7 p.m. Senator Dondero Loop?
Government Affairs at 3:30, because Ledge Commission, I believe, is at 3 o'clock.
Ledge Commission, 3 o'clock. Gov Affairs, 3:30. Senator Dennis?
Well, at this point, we need to do education, but I don't think I can. We're going to start at 3:15, right after Ledge Commission.
All right. Senate Committee on Education, slotting in at, the Hogwarts 9.5 aisle, 3:15. Anybody else? All right.
Senate Finance will meet, I guess, whenever all the rest of this gets done.
Senate Finance, God help us. All right. Okay. Senator Cannizzaro?
Thank you, Madam President. I did want to take a moment because we have, myself included, along with my colleagues here in the Senate and colleagues over in the Assembly, have a number of William S. Boyd School of Law graduates, and today they do have a proclamation for someone who I think is not only instrumental for the establishment of the School of Law, but so instrumental and influential on the students, on our pride, on our ability to keep weathering the storm of 3 years or sometimes 4 in law school when it can be quite difficult, and who unfortunately for the students, I think, but fortunately for him, is leaving the law school in retirement. And so we wanted to take a moment. I wanted to take a moment just to honor Dean Frank Duran, who works at the law school. And I can't imagine that there is a single graduate that has come out of the law school and has not been exceedingly touched by not only the service, but the dedication to students that Dean Duran has had. And I know they have a proclamation that those of us who are graduates have signed over in the Assembly, and they will be presenting that to Dean Duran. But I wanted to take a moment here to just honor him, because I think folks like that are hard to come by, and definitely he deserves a little bit of recognition for all the amazing work he has done. So I'm going to talk just about a couple of paragraphs from that proclamation that I think speak to why we felt as graduates that it was so important to take a minute to honor him. So he joined the administration of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, William S. Boyd School of Law at the law school's inception in 1998, and will be retiring officially as Associate Dean of Student Affairs on November 2nd, 2021, after 23 years of exceptional service rendered with integrity, candor, and good humor to Boyd students and the Nevada legal community. He has cared more and done more for students than anyone in the history of the Boyd School of Law by lending his steady support to thousands of students and graduates, counseling them through personal and professional challenges, and keeping an open door policy for anyone who needed his help or guidance. And that is, I can attest from personal experience, exceedingly true. Dean Duran has always been available to offer sage guidance to faculty members on student-related concerns, encouraging them to take a caring, common sense, and fair approach. And he successfully has even managed a world-class, and I thought this was quite funny, and I have very fond memories of this, office pool during the March Madness that only a 100-year pandemic could stop, but has been gracious in victory and humble in defeat, especially after the many, many losses of his beloved Dallas Cowboys, and has, with a blend of competitiveness and sportsmanship, gallantly led faculty and staff to countless softball defeats and a few but super fun victories as the bad news barristers. And whereas the Dean Frank Durand Scholarship will be awarded annually to a first-generation student from a traditionally underrepresented background in honor of the culture of community inclusiveness and opportunity that he has fostered at his beloved Boyd School of Law, that we took a moment to recognize him in a proclamation for being one of the very dedicated founding professors and now dean at the law school. And I know the law school is going to have a huge hole and big shoes to fill for Dean Duran, who has not only, I think, to all students, but I will say personally, has been so instrumental and so helpful in helping to guide that path through law school. So I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that and just take a moment to recognize Dean Duran and all of his great service to the state. Okay. And with that, Madam President, I would move that the Senate stand in recess until the call of the chair.
All right, you have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. The Senate will come to order. We are on the third agenda. We are on order business 4, reports of committee.
Madam President, your Committee on Finance, to which referred to Assembly Bill number 460, has same under consideration, begs to report, same back to recommendation, amended, due pass as amended. Signed, Senator Chris Brooks, Chair. Madam President, your Committee on Government Affairs, to which referred to Assembly Bills numbers 220, 270, 485, has same under consideration, begs to report, same back to recommendation, due pass. Signed, Senator Marilyn Dondero Loop, Chair. Madam President, your Committee on Revenue and Economic Development, to which was referred Senate Bill number 367, has same under consideration, begs to report, same back to recommendation, amended, due pass as amended. Signed, Senator Dean Neal, Chair, and end of reports.
Thank you. Order business number 9, motions, resolutions, and notices. Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that Don Dike Anukum, I'm sorry, I probably totally butchered that, be accepted and accredited as a member of the press, and that he be allowed to use the appropriate media facilities in the legislative building.
Thank you. You have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
That concludes order business number 9.
Thank you. Order business number 12, second reading.
Senate Bill number 367, introduced by Senate Committee on Revenue and Economic Development, removes certain exemptions from the excise tax on live entertainment. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
I have amendment number 816, proposed by Senate Committee on Revenue and Economic Development.
Thank you. Senator Neal.
Madam President, I move that we dispense with the reading of amendment number 816 to Senate Bill 367.
Thank you. If there are no objections, so ordered. Senator Neal.
I move that we adopt amendment 816 to Senate Bill 367.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Are there any remarks? Senator Neal.
So the amendment establishes a definition for governmental entity. It also restores original language that was in the statute, and it adds clarifying language around what is a live entertainment for government benefit.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Are there any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Senate Bill 367, order reprinted, engrossed into the general file.
Assembly Bill number 220, introduced by Assemblyman Frierson, etc., establishes provisions relating to the use of mobile devices by peace officers. People of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 220, order to the general file.
Assembly Bill number 270, introduced by Assemblyman O'Neill, etc., Senator Dondero Loop, etc., revises provisions governing the preservation of Nevada State Prison and Stewart Indian School. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 270, order to the general file.
Assembly Bill number 460, introduced by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation Division of Museums and History of the Department of Tourism and Cultural Affairs to restore the school bus program to reimburse transportation costs for public school students to visit state museums. People of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
I have amendment number 812, proposed by Senate Committee on Finance.
Thank you. Senator Brooks.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we dispense with the reading of the amendment.
Thank you. If there are no objections, so ordered. Senator Brooks.
I move that we adopt Senate Amendment number 812 to Assembly Bill 460.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Are there any remarks? Senator Brooks.
Yes, Senate Amendment number 812 amends Section 1 to increase the amount of general fund appropriations from $100,000 to $200,000 to restore the school bus program to reimburse transportation costs for public school students to visit state museums.
Thank you. Further remarks? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Are there any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 460 is ordered reprinted, engrossed into the general file.
Assembly Bill number 485, introduced by Senate Committee on Ways and Means, amends provisions related to emergency management. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 of Section 1.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Thank you. Assembly Bill 45, order to the general file.
That concludes order business number 12 and business of the desk for this legislative day again.
Thank you. Order business 16. Remarks again. You all said it all. So, Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate stand in adjournment until the hour of 11 a.m. on Saturday, May 29th, 2021.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Yay. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Go forth. Okay.
Casual professional day tomorrow.
Casual professional day tomorrow, guys. Any notices on meetings, y'all?
Yes,
Okay.
so we will be, in a few minutes, Senate Education will go back in, and then after that, we will be having Senate Finance. Is that correct? Yeah. Is that what we're doing?